Hi, it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns, and this is episode 26 of the Bishopstone Yarns podcast. And as I said earlier, my name is Kathy, and I'm coming to you from Tasmania, which is the little island on the south of Australia. And I am doing this podcast. This podcast is mainly about knitting, spinning, and a little bit of sewing and all different types of crafts that I do. So usually what I do is one episode I will be doing mainly knitting and sewing and crafts like that, and then the next episode I talk mainly about my spinning. And so this is a mainly spinning podcast. As you can see, I have my spinning wheel here, and and I am coming to you from the corner of my studio, and today is Monday, August the 22nd, and yeah, I think that's about it really. Oh, I should tell you where you can find me. You can find me as Bishopstone Yarns on Facebook. You can find me as Bishopstone Yarns on Instagram. And if you're on Ravelry, which is the online website for knitters and other crafters, you can find me as Bishopstone. I also have a blog on Blogger called Bishopstone Yarns, which I don't use it all the time. I used to use it a lot more, but occasionally I put things up there as well. So I think that's all about me and where you can find me. If you're a returning viewer, hi, it's great to see you again. I'm so happy to spend some time with you. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. It's really great to have you here. If you like this video, it'd be great if you could give it the thumbs up and press the like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, if you could subscribe, because that helps me out in this little area of the YouTubes and helps other people find this video. Yep. So I guess that's all of the main stuff out of the way. I should probably start talking a bit about my spinning. So I have my major craft rows here, and almost all of July I have spent spinning along with the Tour de Fleece. And for those people who have watched before, you'll know that I was spinning I had a Tasmanian Morat fleece, which is a brown fleece, and I had white alpaca fleece, and I was combining and cutting those two together and spinning up enough of that for a jumper load. So, and those people who've been here before, you have to bear with me. What I am spinning up for is the Birkin by Caitlin Hunter. So there are two different versions of this. As you can see, there is a light version and a dark version. Originally I was going to start, and I really wanted to do the light version with a coloured yoke. But once I started spinning the brown for this, I actually realised the brown was a little bit darker than I was hoping, and so I thought it would lend a lot more to dyeing it and making it a dark coloured base and then have the light yoke. So that is what I have been doing over the Tour de Fleece, and I can show you now what I have got done. So I think I got 7 skeins done. So I'll just show you them all, and I'll tell you how much this is 344 meters. This is kind of like a worsted weight, I would say, pretty close to a worsted weight. So that was 344 meters. This one is 280 meters, and you can see as I went along the amount of carding that I did. I became a little not less interested, but the amount of carding that I had to do in between the spinning seemed to be taking up a lot of time. So you can see that sometimes I got a little bit, I didn't card up and blend the colours as well as I probably should have. So this is 402 meters. So that's my third skein. So my fourth skein is 332 meters. My fifth skein is 272 meters. My sixth skein is 338 meters. And my seventh skein is 298 meters long. So they are all the skeins that I have made for the main part of the jumper. For the Birkin, it does say that you need, for the main colour in the Birkin, you need about 1,244 meters, and all of this adds up to, I think, 2,266 meters. So I have enough here for the body, the main colour of the body of the jumper, and some left over just in case I have not got my measurements right, and so it gives me a little bit left over. Then there was the tour de fleece which went along. So the tour de fleece was an online spinning event, I guess you'd call it, where spinners would spin alongside the Tour de France, where the men were having their road race, their cycling road race. And then when that finished, there was the Tour de Femme, which was the females race, and that just went for a week. And whereas this went for, I think, 21 or 24 days. And so during the Tour de Femme, I found a very, very pale brown fleece, and I had spun this up, and this is 320 meters. So this is what I was originally thinking for the yoke, contrasting yoke color. So for the yoke, you only need 263 meters for the Birkin, and this is 320. So in that, I've got enough there to make up the entire Birkin jumper once I dye this brown. And I had thought that I would dye this a blue, so I think a nice deep blue would look quite nice with just a white yoke. I had thought about whether or not I'm going to would add two colours in the yoke, like a green and a white. I'm still thinking about that, but I'm pretty happy that my July spin and the Tour de Fleece and the Tour de Femme spin has given me enough there to make the Birkin, which hopefully I can get around to dyeing and then starting soon. But then when I was spinning this up, I kind of thought, it is such a lovely colour. It's not white, it's not brown, it's kind of a bit of a oatmeal-y colour. And I thought, actually, that would look really nice for the paler version of the Birkin. And then I could do a really colourful yoke with it. And since this fleece, I have a whole fleece of this. So I don't have as much, there isn't as much in this fleece as there was in the brown. So what I have been doing is I have been spinning up more of this. So I'll show you, this is what I've got so far. I've got Now I'll just explain here. You can probably see my two bobbins here. I've got one has got two stickers on it, and one doesn't have any stickers on it. And I just do that so that when I'm wanting to know if there's something different about my bobbins, if I'm plying two bobbins or if I'm doing something that's similar, but there's other difference in the actual, some sort of difference between the two spinning I'm doing, I can remember which one's which. So this bobbin here is just wool. So it's the straight wool from this fleece. This one here is wool and alpaca mixed together. So that gives me these little stickers let me know that this is the wool and alpaca and this is wool. So what I'm wanting to do is to apply these together and see how I go. I have got one skein done already in this lovely colour. It's not really, this lighting isn't really showing it off very well, but I was thinking that would look absolutely lovely as the main colour. And I'm not really a huge white, I don't wear a lot of white jumpers because I always kind of tend to think, oh, I'll get them dirty. This isn't white, it's kind of just like an off-white kind of colour, but I actually really like it. I think it's really nice, so much so that I was thinking, oh, maybe I could steal that skein from the jumper and just do a white a white wool and alpaca skein for the yoke. But I thought at the moment I'll just leave it. I'll see how I go. I'll see how much how many skeins I can get out of this fleece. It's a raw fleece that I'm using, and I have had to throw a bit of it out because a bit of it is well, a bit of it was a bit daggy and dirty and matted and things like that. It wasn't worth the while going through and trying to clean it. So this is from one of our sheep that we used to have, and it's absolutely gorgeous and it's so soft. It's a merino cross fleece, and I just love the colour, and the feel of it is absolutely gorgeous. It's just lovely. So I think that would be really, really nice. It will be interesting to see how many skeins. This jumper has taken 7 skeins in the main colour and given me enough of the Birkin main colour with a little bit extra left over. So I would need to get another 5, at least 5 more skeins out of this fleece to make sure I have enough for the actual body of the fleece. We'll see how it goes. If it looks like I might need to steal or borrow this skein from this jumper, I will, but hopefully I'll be able to get it done without doing that. So that's really where my spinning is up to. So my next thing will be I will ply this together, and then of course in the end I will end up with 2 Birkins, like the lighter Birkin with the coloured yoke, and then the dark blue Birkin with the white. Now, when the Tour de Fleece was on, of course, I was spinning every day, and so this got done quite quickly compared to at the moment when, well, I tried to get a little bit of spinning done. No, I can't say most days because I'm not going to get done most days, but I do try and get a little bit of spinning done quite regularly just to keep the jumper going. Yes. Now, before I start some spinning, I guess I might just have a little talk about some things I've bought. So I don't usually buy a lot of spinning related things. I already have most of the things I need for spinning. But one of the main things that I was getting very low on, and I do need at the moment because I'm working with raw fleece, is I had run out, well, getting very close to the running out of my fibre scour. So this is what I use. It is called Fibre Scour. Is it going to, whoop, there we go. So I just buy this from my local guild, Hand Weavers, Spinners and Dyers Guild of Tasmania. And when I wash my fleeces, I pop this in with it. Now this will not only wash the fleece, but it does take some of the lanolin out as well. If I put, depending on how much you put in as well and how vigorously you wash your fleeces, you can actually strip it of all the lanolin and everything. I still like to leave a bit of, a little bit of softness and lanolin in my wool. So that's usually what I do. I usually end up using a bit of this, and because some of the raw fleeces that I use can be quite dirty, they do need a bit of this scour. I know that there's lots of different products around, and different soakers and different types of things, but I just use this because it's easy. It's easy for me to buy. It's I can buy it locally, and then when I wash my skeins, if I'm not scouring them, if I'm just washing them, I will just use like a delicate laundry soap with a bit of eucalyptus in it, and that eucalyptus also kind of helps, well, hopefully helps to repel any moths or anything that might be around. But that's what I usually do. So yes, so number one important thing for me with all this fleece that I'm going to have to be washing is my scour. And then oh, I had a really exciting thing turn up. I don't usually buy a lot of things online, but my daughter had bought a subscription to Play magazine for me for my birthday, and luckily it just arrived. It took a long time to get here. So getting from America to Australia, sometimes the post is not particularly good at the moment, but I think from the outside of this magazine, it looks like this came via Germany. So I'm not quite sure how it came via Germany, but anyway, it's here now, so I'm really happy. And this one is called Mix, which is, I think, quite relevant to me at the moment, since I've been kind of carding up and mixing this raw fleece and using my drum carder. And so it's always really nice to be able to read something that's relevant to what you're working on at the time. I just, look, I mean, look at these beautiful sheep and fleeces. This is such a fantastic magazine. I'm so happy that it's arrived, and yeah, I'm looking forward to just sitting down and reading all the articles. I have, I also, when you buy this magazine, you also get a digital download as well. So that came quite a few weeks ago, and so I have read quite a bit of the articles, but I do like to have a magazine. It's really nice to have a magazine to sit down and just kind of flip through when you've got a bit of time. So I was really excited, really excited about this coming, and especially, like I was saying, I don't buy a lot online, and then for this to come. And then after I bought that, that was waiting, well, actually, while I was waiting for that one, I got Spin-Off. Now, I do have some of the older versions of the Spin-Off magazine, and I just thought, I don't know, I just felt like I'd like to kind of keep adding to my spinning library. And yeah, so this one is yeah. So now I feel like I'm all set with 2 lots of magazines, spinning related magazines, to keep me going, and I've got my scour to keep me going, and then of course I've got all my plying as well to keep going. So I think that's really all I've been doing in the way of spinning. And the other thing that I have, I don't know how well I'll be able to show you this, but the Major Craft has, can I show you here? Like on here, this is the your yarn threader that sits on here, and you slide it up and down as you're spinning. You kind of move it along the bobbin to fill up the bobbin. Now, and this is not the first time this has happened, but this, I think this is the second or the third. I've had one of these previously, and then I replaced it. I'll show you. And then I replaced it with one that had little ceramic fill in the middle. And then I went back to try and get another one with a ceramic fill, but at the time there weren't any, well, the supplier didn't have any, so I bought this one. But the problem that occurs with these, I don't know if I'm able to show, if you're able to see it or not, the might need something dark behind me. Hold on. If I can show you here. Is it going to? Oh, there we go. If you can see, there is a big notch that has been created on the wire, and this happened to one of my other ones, and it actually wore its way through. The same thing is happening on the hook here. If you can kind of see this hook, there is a big notch going through there as well, and it's simply because when I spin, obviously the yarn kind of rubs on the same spot all the time, and slowly wears the metal away, unfortunately. So I will have to buy a new hook and a new threader here as well for my wheel. So I mean, I really like my Major Craft, and I really like this wheel, but it is a bit disappointing that I have to keep replacing some of the bits and pieces on the wheel. But then, having said that, I guess I do use it a lot. I mean, it is a wheel that I use a lot. I have spun a lot of yarn on this wheel, so much so that I was even thinking about whether or not it would be worth me getting some other attachments for the wheel, but I'm not sure. I was even thinking about maybe whether or not I will look at getting the jumbo flyer for this, because it would be nice to have a big bobbin to be able to apply like a big skein, but I'm not sure. I will wait and see, but I will have to order some more of these. I will also need to give my wheel a bit of maintenance as well. I think when I've finished spinning up all of this, I'm going to have to give a bit of maintenance to the wheel, because I've been using it such a lot, and also to my drum cutter. My drum cutter needs a good clean, and it also needs the drums. I need to loosen up the drums and move them apart just a tiny bit, because I noticed they do seem to be catching a little bit. So that will be something that I will need to do, because I have, been doing quite a bit of spinning, and it's important to do the maintenance on your wheels and drum cutters and things like that. Otherwise, they won't last us, and because they cost so much. I mean, everything is quite expensive, but it does cost quite a bit to buy a wheel, or at least a Major Craft, and to buy a drum cutter. I don't want to have to go and replace them, And you know, I've already had to replace on my drum card, I've had to replace the band, I've had to replace these eyelets, you know, the yarn eyelets before. I haven't had to replace a hook yet, but this hook is on its way out, so I will have to replace that one as well. But I guess it's like with everything, you have to, there's always going to be things to look after and fix, and yeah. So that's probably where I'm up to with all my spinning. And I've got some work ahead, I've got some reading ahead, I've got some spinning ahead to do. And yeah, I'd love to hear what everyone else is up to. I did see that one of the other ladies who watches here and has commented before has finished her Birkin already, which I was really excited about. I kind of thought, oh wow, that's really great. I was even thinking, I mean, if there's anyone else out there who's thinking about knitting the Birkin, we could do a knit along together if there are people out there who are interested in knitting the Birkin. So it'll give you a bit of time to have a think about it, because by the time I get around to dyeing this and getting it ready, so yeah, if you're interested in doing something like that, leave a little comment below, and we could knit along together and make the Birkin. And then I guess once I finish the dark blue Birkin, I will be spinning the light version of the Birkin. So I guess if it anything that I learned along the way with the first jumper, I can put into the second jumper. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward. I can't wait actually now to start knitting the Birkin, and yeah, finish doing all this white, and then all whitey brown oatmeal colour, and then finding something else to spin. Well, actually, I do have something else to spin. I have bought some more fibre. I won't show you that this time. I'll show you next time when I start spinning it, because there was a lady destashing some fibre, and so it's not that often that I find people are selling off fibre, and so she had some, I think, grey and olive and a little bit of brown rovings, so I bought those, and I think they will be my next spin. I haven't even thought about what I'm going to make out of them, but I think that's what will be my next spin after all of this. So that's it. That is my spinning in a nutshell, and I hope you have had some time to sit down and do some crafting. I hope you've had some nice relaxing crafting time, and especially if you're doing any spinning, I would love to hear what you're spinning or what you're working on or what you're doing at the moment. I always love to see people's comments and hear what people are doing, so it'd be lovely if you leave a comment. And yeah, if you like the comment, like the video, give it the thumbs up, the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I guess all that's left for me to do now is do some plying, and we can have some little spinning time together. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Well, as you can see, I've got a little bit more plying done. I hope you've had a little bit of time to sit down and enjoy a bit of crafting while I've been doing my plying. I've still got a little bit more to go. Tried to set up a couple of my aprons, my spinning aprons up here at the back, so you can kind of have a well, so it makes it a little bit easier to see what I'm doing while I'm plying. But it's quite nice and relaxing now, just sitting here and doing my plying, thinking about the jumper I'm about to make, and looking forward to getting to the point where I can start knitting this jumper and enjoying all this work I've been doing. I'd be really interested to hear what other people, what kind of wheels other people have, what kind of spinning they do, what people are spinning at the moment. So it would be lovely if you'd like to leave a comment. I'd love to read what you're up to at the moment, what you're making, or what you might be thinking about doing in the future. As I was saying, once I finish this, I'm going to be spinning up some rovings that I bought from a D-stash, and in a way that will be really nice as well, because it'd be nice to spin up something that I don't have to prepare, I don't have to wash and card and then wash the skeins again afterwards. As you can see from, probably a little bit hard to see in this, but this fleece here at the moment, even though it's been carded, it's still a little bit dirty and kind of needs to have a good wash in the skein when I've finished it before I can even use it. So sometimes it's nice to be able to spin straight from some tops or rovings, or from a fleece that that's just been cleaned and someone else has done all the hard work and I don't have to worry about it. So that will be my next spin. We'll be spinning some of my D-stash fibre, and yeah, then I'll see what I'm going to end up doing with my D-stash fibre, and then slowly working my way through all of my fibre stash. I've been looking at the fleeces, thinking about the fleeces, the raw fleeces I've still got in the shed, and I'm not sure at the moment that I really want to go back and do another fleece quite so soon after having done these. I think I'd rather just spin something that's already prepared and ready to go, just for a change, and maybe something with a little bit more colour in it as well. So if you like to change from one project to another, or do you like to spin the same things, or do you like to change between spinning and knitting, or how do you like to do it? How do you like to set up your crafting? Or do you like to just wait and see what you're inspired with at that point in time, and then you just do whatever inspires you? Which I think sometimes is what gets us into all these crafting things that we do. I think sometimes, yeah, we just get excited, don't we, by making a project, and then we see something and then we want to, oh, that'd be really nice to make, and then we head off down that path, and then something else comes along and then we kind of head off down that path as well. And yes, it's a good thing that there are so many things that we can make, that there are so many people out there crafting and sharing what they're making. It's really easy to get online these days and see what other people are making and be inspired by what other people are making and doing as well. So yeah, I'd like to kind of say thank you as well to all those other crafters out there who enjoy sharing what they've been doing and talking about what they've been doing. And I hope that everybody finds something enjoyable, or learns something, or just has a nice relaxing time here with me. I do enjoy talking about crafting. I do enjoy talking about what I'm making, and I especially enjoy talking about spinning and fibre. And I know that not everybody is interested or wants to hear about fibre and spinning and things like that, but it's nice when you're able to share it with someone who who is interested, and yeah, and hearing what other people are making also is, for me, is really interesting. Oh, there seems to be like a, I don't know, some sort of a seed or something in this wool. So I think I've got a little bit more plying to go here. I would like to try and finish this bobbin. I am hoping that I will get 2 plied bobbins from and then end up with 2 skeins of yarn from what I have already spun up of this oatmeal colour. So that will give me 3 skeins, and then I guess if there's enough of the fleece to do it, give me another 2 skeins, then I might have enough, or almost enough, for the second jumper. But I don't think this one will be spun as quickly as the brown one, which was done when I was spinning every day for the Tour de Fleece. But I am enjoying this colour. I actually really, really like this light, very, very light brown oatmeal colour. And yeah, I'm just trying to think of the name of our sheep that this came from. Isn't that terrible that I can't remember the name of the sheep? And it's only been a couple of years, or not even 2 years, since we moved away from our previous house and moved away from having sheep. And I do know that this sheep's mother's name was Milo. She was our beautiful brown mother who had the majority of the brown lambs, and she was a really nice sheep. She was actually gifted to me from a lady I know who was also a spinner, and so that made it even nicer to know that she kind of had come from someone I knew. But yeah. Oh, you can see the my wheel there has got a bit of a wobble up on it. Once I've finished doing this lot of spinning, I'm going to have to give my spinning wheel a bit of a maintenance. I've always had a little bit of a wobble in my wheel, but now it seems to be a little bit more of a wobble than it had previously. I think I just need to maybe tighten up my wheel a little bit, but I don't want to do it until I've finished spinning this lot of yarn, because just in case it ends up changing the intake or the plying somehow, I'd like to try and keep this yarn as consistent as I can for this project. But it is something that I will need to do before I start spinning on another project, is give my wheel a bit of maintenance, a bit of tender loving care. Well, we are slowly getting there, slowly filling up the bobbin, and I think I'll just continue on plying away, and hopefully next time when we meet for a sit and spin episode, I'll be able to show you hopefully 2, if not more, lovely skeins that I have finished in this beautiful oatmeal colour, and I'll be on to spinning, might even be on to spinning something else. which would be very, very exciting. I do feel that this project, and considering it's moved from being one Birkin to two Birkins, has gone on for a little while. So I mean, for as much as I am still enjoying this spin, it's always nice when you move on to a new project and can start something new. Well, there we are. I think I'll keep spinning, keep playing, and I hope you all enjoy your spinning. And I'll talk to you later.